Welcome to another edition of All Ball Chicago. I'm your co-host, Robert Bobby Reed, and I got the legend, the NBA veteran, the McDonald All-American, your host in the building. What's up, Marcus?
Man, what's up, my beautiful people, man? Glad to have Chase on, man.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad to be on here.
And I got to give him an intro, though, man. Man, we got the young phenom in the building today. Orr, state champ over there for Orr. Went on to prep school to do his thing. Then he got discovered by the Hall of Fame coach, Portland University of Portland. Portland University of Terry Porter. Give it up for Chase Adams in the building, man. I got a little antsy. I get excited, man, when I got a real talent in here. Welcome to the show, Chase. What's up, boy?
Ain't nothing to it. Y'all got it.
Man, Chase, man, I was somebody was actually hit us up on our inbox and said, man, y'all got to get Chase on. I said, man, slow your roll. We gonna get to all the young fellas, the old fellas. We trying to mix it up. So I said, let me reach out to Chase, man, and get him on our show, man. But Chase, man, happy to have you on the show, man. And I know your pops is a big influence. Actually, your family in general is a big influence on your upbringing, man. So let's jump right into it, man. Talk about your family, your upbringing, who put the rock in your hand.
Shoot, I've had a ball in my hand since I was 2, forever. My big brother used to play, and he played with a Ferrari, and one small fry. So my basketball is in my family forever. And my dad put it in my hands when I was young. Got them cone drills, them Will Bynum Sonny Parker cone drills. Wow. And it was on from there.
Man, your pops, man, I remember meeting Tony, man, a while back, and we used to talk, and he would tell me, you know, the things that you were doing, man. You were so hungry at a young age that a lot of people didn't want to give you your just due. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the reasons why we wanted to start this show, man, because we all on the up and up, being positive and upbeat. So when I said, let me get Chase on here so Chase can enlighten some of the people who look up to you. Because there's a lot of people that look up to you, whether you like it, whether you know it or not. Yeah. There's a lot of people, because I watched a lot of videos, man, you put that work in, Chase. So where did you get that work ethic from?
From the get-go, I used to watch my dad go to work every day. My mom used to go to work every day and just provide for us. I guess that's where it was just instilled for me. It just translated to the basketball court. It was funny that you brought up me being young and people believing in me or, you know, looking up to me since I was young. My dad and my mom used to always preach the 2 Timothy verse, you know, don't let anybody look down on you because you're young. Set an example for the believers. That translates in everything, you know. Whether it's basketball or just life, I always wanted to inspire. I always wanted to set the example, whether it's verbally, physically, or just, you know, just being an example. So that was big for me always. And it's also funny you said hungry. I don't even think I was that hungry when I was little. Basketball is all I like to do.
Wow.
But yeah, it translated into being hungry for sure.
Right. Well, I mean, you was having fun. You know, you was having fun. And that's what I always tell kids, Chase, when they getting involved in this game of basketball, man. Either you love it or you like it. You know, right. There's only 2 things you can do. You know, if you love it, you're going to continue to do it. You're going to do whatever it takes to be successful at it. If you like it, you're going to be doing it every now and then.
That's a fact.
So it seems like you loved it at a young age. Mm-hmm. And I used to read all the clippings. You know, some people would talk about things like saying, well, it's hype. You know, some certain kids are just all hype. You wasn't about that. You know, you were really putting in that work, man. And I saw it. So big ups to you, man, because that could actually destroy kids. You know, when kids get so caught up in it, I don't think he was believing it and looking all into that hype. He was like, yeah, it's cool to have people talk about me, but I know I still got work to do.
I didn't even know it was as big as it was until I got older. I tell people this all the time. I look back, I think I had a 7th grade video that has like 16 million views on it on YouTube. And that's like the most Ballers Life views on any Ballers Life video ever, like any video. Wow. I didn't look at that like that then. I was just playing basketball and I was just little, just hooping, just going through everybody like they was cones. I was having fun. And I look back at it now, I'm like, I shouldn't have been doing that stuff at that time. But I mean, hey,
But
it was what it was. It was a blessing. I mean, it's still in the works. It ain't over yet, you know.
But Chase, do you think because you were so small at the time and people was looking like, man, this little dude is doing it, and like all these drills and all these games you were playing in and they were watching, do you think that played a part in it?
You know what it was? I talked about this the other day. It's the fact that people can relate to me. Don't nobody really relate to the 6'5" dude that's jumping over everybody. And so when people see a little guy getting it done, they like, oh, well, maybe I could do this, maybe even on the football field or on the baseball turf. It ain't always basketball. It's just life for me. I always try to set example with anything. And so just being an inspiration like that, just being the little guy and to showing everybody that hey, it don't matter how big you is, it's all about your heart. That was the biggest thing for me. That's what kept me going all the time.
Right. All right. I think my man Robert got something he want to ask you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Liv, man, you ain't gonna let me talk to him, man. Dang. No, I'm just kidding.
Chase,
Liv kind of took my question because you remind me of Tyler Ulis.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Tyler wasn't that big of a guy, and he was tough. Did you watch his game? Did you kind of draw from Tyler Ulis some of this confidence that you got?
Yeah, Tyler was my dude. I got my dad right here.
He might got to
get him in.
He might have got to take off his suit. He got on his suit already.
Pops got on a 10-piece suit.
I think he's just coming in from work, maybe. Yeah,
if you just chiming in, man, we got Chase Adams on the show right now. So if you're chiming in, we got the young phenom from the University of Portland, All-State champ. How you doing, Mr. Adams?
Hey, how you feeling today?
All right, sir.
Don, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
I'm real good. How you doing, Mark?
Man, appreciate you guys coming on, man, and joining us on All Ball Chicago. We try to do something positive. I don't know if you've been following us or not, but we try to have guys come on, man, and talk about their upbringing, and especially when we see a tandem like you two, a father-son relationship. So I really wanted you to be on here too, to share some of your knowledge with us about, because a lot of people don't know how to interact with their children. So especially when they start playing basketball, they get so caught up in other things. So just talk a little bit about that, Tone, about your son relationship and how you guys got started in this basketball.
Well, you know, I initially started him off as far as the training aspect of things. And what I did was I wanted to make sure he loved the game. And once I saw that he loved the game, I did what he wanted me to do. He would come in, if I'm laying around, he'd come, Dad, come, let's go to the gym. Dad, let's go to the gym. He'd be pushing me. I wouldn't push him. He would come because I wanted him to love the game. And I see a lot of dads, I think they get too pushy when it comes to that. They start to want to overtrain their kids to me sometimes. They get away, and then the kid have a tendency to stop loving the game because of that. Or the relationship starts to separate because, you know, they don't differentiate when it's time to enjoy the game as opposed to be a dad.
Mm-hmm. And why though we can help some people understand like how you can build that son-father relationship without, you know, putting a lot of pressure on your kid. Because I think a lot of people put pressure on their kids when they see something like, oh, he might have potential. Let me push him. And then the kid falls back and don't know what to do and how to react.
So you're asking me, how do I handle that?
Yeah, like if you were sharing some knowledge to somebody who has a child right now, and that kid says, man, you know what? I don't even want to play. But the father says, man, you have to play because I see the potential in you. You know, how do you handle that? You know, like some of the fans out there or people that's listening might not know how to handle their child in that certain situation.
First of all, you got to let them be a kid. You know, you can't take that away from them. You got to let them be a kid. You got to let them enjoy that aspect. Like we only get one child, you know, and you just can't start to just drill. You find out if he loves the game, and if he don't love the game, then just love him for who he is, you know? leave it alone. And if he starts to pick up a ball and then you see some interest, then you go ahead and then you start to try to develop that. And then even with that being said, you have to allow it to be natural progression. Don't just push, and then what you're gonna do is push them away from the game.
We didn't even. It's crazy because we didn't work out every day. I mean, I was young and I loved the game, but I wasn't trying to work out like a pro as a second grader yet. I mean, we was in the gym 2 days a week, and then it got to 3 days a week, then 4 days a week, then 5. But you know what it was? We always at Palmer Park on Saturdays. That's for sure. We didn't miss those.
Shout out to Palmer Park on 111th and King Drive. That's my land out there.
And that was, you know what, Palmer Park was fun. You know, that was an opportunity for a kid to be a kid. You interacted with other kids, and he looked forward to going to Palmer Park. So the kids, the workout aspect of things, yeah, we work out, but when it's all said and done, kids want to play. They want to have fun.
Right.
And so that's when you got to let them have that fun. And it's a lot of dads I think they get too caught up if they see some talent in them. They get too caught up in trying to develop that talent that they get overboard, take it overboard.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And let me ask you something, Lib. You saying so basically these kids are becoming robotic. Because when you let Chase just go play pickup ball, that's where you really get good at.
Exactly. That's old school ball. We didn't have no trainers back then, man. We just hoop. And I like saying if I saw something Marcus just did, okay, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna try to work on that. I like that move. Right. So you picked up stuff you saw. That's how you played. You didn't have nobody train you. Okay, you do this move. You do this move. We didn't have any of that.
Yeah, that's funny. I didn't have no trainer till 8th grade when it really was getting serious. He had me dribbling flat balls through cones for 2 hours. That was it.
I was doing basic basketball. I learned, you know, what's funny is I learned a lot of my drills from Sonny Parker. Yeah, a lot of my drills from Sonny. Watching him and talking with him, and I had an older son that played under Sonny Parker. And when he would go to practice, Sonny would have him doing drills first. And he would the old guys would come back, and my son was probably was he in high school at the time? He's a freshman in high school, and that's when Will Bynum still would come over and work with Sonny, and you would get a chance to see all the drills that they did. And I said, I just took them, and then I didn't know I was gonna have another son. I said, okay, I got a chance to use these drills now. So
right.
Basically, how it worked. You always taking something from somebody.
Yeah, and we had Sonny on. And we actually talked about how many kids he helped, you know, coming out of Chicago, how many kids he helped. And then we also had Tim Hardaway on talking about that same thing, which you had mentioned about your son, like about Chase. He said he had to do the same thing. He's like, man, he wanted to push, you know, his Tim Hardaway Jr. so bad. And then he said he had to step away. You know, he stepped back. And then, you know, Tim Jr., he eventually came back around and said, Dad, show me this, show me that. And Tim was, you know, more open to it because at first he said, if you know, I played in the NBA and you got to play, you know, and Tim was like on real hard, you know, and then he had to take a back seat, man. And I think that's the best thing to do, man, when you have kids, man. Take that back.
Speaking of back seat, you know what I did personally? I went to a certain year. I said after 7th grade, you know, I was coaching him. After 7th grade, I got away from coaching him. A lot of dads don't know how to get away from coaching. They got at some point, you got to let somebody else that you trust coach your son. From like, I would say 6th, 7th, right? You need to sever your ties so he can get ready for high school because he's going to hear a different voice in high school. And you're not going to be able to run up to that high school coach and say, I want to do this, I want to do that. Or you can do it, all right, but you need to start practicing on what you can't do, which is run up to one of them college coaches. So you need to start practicing on that in high school. All I do is say hi to Terry Porter. You know, he might have a few more words from me that he has to, you know, tell my son he want to share with me, but I never walk up to him and say, what do you think about this? Why are you not doing this? You can't go to no college coach like that. So you need to start practicing on that in high school. And a lot of dads don't do that. So then when they get to college, they sit there and sit in their seats. So you're gonna sit there, but you're gonna have a one-way ticket for your son.
Right.
Any problem that I had,
That's deep.
any problem that I had in high school, he made me go address it from
That's
freshman
right.
year. At Marion, obviously I didn't have the best relationship with my coach at Marion. I was in that office every day. Like, look, I need to do this. Like, why you can't let me do this? Why you can't let me do that? And we had conversations at home, but he ain't never really go up there and be like, look, I need you to do this for my son. It was me. He had me make me do that. So
Yeah,
that's a blessing because now I know how to communicate with my coach now.
Yeah, I think that's awesome, Chase, because that is a lesson that you learn, man, from your pops. But like, man, I can't fight your battles. You know,
Yeah,
you have to be able to go in there and speak your mind to the coach. And if the coach doesn't agree with it, then so be it. But at least you got it off your chest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of times kids don't know how to communicate that. Let's go back to elementary, middle school, when you win it. You know, you at Ariel, you guys went undefeated. Is that the first time you got a taste of success, winning a championship? What did that feel like?
It's funny you say that. I could go back to Palmer Park. The reason why I started really working so hard is because every year we would get to the championship. No matter what level I was on, no matter what grade I was in, we would get to the championship every year and we would never win. Never won the championship. So that's when the days started piling on top of each other. Like, I need to go 3 days this time. Maybe this is going to be my year. 4 days. 4 times a week, my bad. But eventually we started winning. We won those championships every year. Then it became, all right, I don't want to be on the same level as the rest of the 3rd graders or the 4th graders. I want to be with the 5th and the 6th graders. Wow. Now we need to work a little harder so I can win up there. And then it got to the point where Palmer Park, I kind of outgrew Palmer Park a little bit, and I wanted to play small fry. And, you know, I had a problem with that. People always said I was scared to play small fry because, you know, it's supposed to be all the best guards. And they would say I was scared to play. I'm like, let me play small fry 1 year.
Right.
Let me play small fry that 1 year. We get all the way to the championship and lost to Ponce, the Puerto Rican team. But I proved myself in small fry. Now we get to Ariel. And we run it through everybody. And it started a trend. My first taste of losing was my freshman year in high school at Marion. That was my first taste of losing.
And is that why you transferred?
Nah. Shoot, after that freshman year, sophomore year, and junior year, it was uphill until we saw Simeon. It was uphill every time until we saw Simeon.
Well, Chase, I'm gonna tell you this, man. A lot of coaches love winners, and you are a winner. So that's why these coaches started coming after you. And I got to have you over here or whatever school it was. I'm pretty sure when you put your name out there that you was leaving Marion, I bet you your pops got a lot of calls from other schools trying to get you to come to their school.
Yeah,
and luckily, you got over there with my man at Orr, who I think is a great coach, a great motivator. Loves his student athletes. He wants the best for them, and he'll do whatever. He'll fight for them. And so I think that was a good choice when you made that decision to go over to Orr. And then what happens? You win another championship.
Yeah, that was my first real decision that I had to make because it wasn't really my decision to go to Marion. I honestly wanted to stay. I wanted to stay in the city. I wanted to go to Whitney Young, Morgan Park, Simeon, something like that. But it came down to, he told me one thing. He said, I'm not going to make this decision, but you need to make the best decision for you. Originally, I wanted to go to Simeon when I was transferring because we lived down the street from Simeon. And all my friends go there. Taylor, my best friend. I wanted to play against Whitney Young because I used to hate X in high school. That's my boy, but I hated X. So I didn't want to go to Whitney Young. I didn't want to go to Morgan Park. So I'm like, Simeon don't got no point guard. I'm playing my boy, and we're gonna win. But he told me it's best to make the decision based off of the relationship that you're gonna have after with the coach as well. I didn't know Rob like that. I knew Lou my whole life. And I was like, yeah, Lou, it makes sense to go to Orr. Even though it's a two-way school, we're still going to play everybody in the city. And we're going to do what we have to do. And that's what it was.
I'll never forget one time we were at a city championship game.
Okay.
Chase was a freshman. He said, Dad, I'm at Marion. I'm never going to play at Chicago State. Never going to get a chance to play at Chicago State. So he was kind of down about that. And then we transferred to Orr we played at Chicago State. So that's play city championship. So you never know how life is going to present itself. But he was sitting there at that time looking at it like, I'll never be able to play here.
I didn't know anything other than CPS basketball. I didn't want to play. I mean, I didn't even know about the City Catholic League basketball for real.
No.
I mean, all I wanted to do was go to one of them big three CPS schools, and I ended up, helping forming one of our own little dynasties over at Orr. So, yeah.
That was huge.
But you know what, Chase? Playing on that west side, man, within itself, I think it prepares, especially guards, it prepares you, man, for whoever you have to face, man, because on that west side, man, it's grimy.
Yeah, they coming at you.
Man, it's all that and something, man. So I know that helped you, prepared you for, when you made that decision to go to Portland and even the prep school that you went to. I think that helped you, make that easy transition to that next level.
Facts. That's big facts. The west side was different. Just not even just playing on the west side or living on the west side. I had to live over there, to be in the district.
Right.
And I never been out west before. Solely south side. I mean, I've gone to North Lawndale to play in tournaments and moved right back, but having to actually stay over there and see how they live, it's like a whole nother city over there. It's crazy. And just living over there, that changes your perspective of how you need to approach your everyday game too. Just with your teammates, seeing how they have to get to school, taking these different type of buses, some walking, and I'm getting dropped off. You can't take certain stuff for granted, and that goes into everyday work as well. They're here working every day with you, and you got all this extra stuff that they don't have. You see how hungry they are; it just makes you even hungrier.
You got something, Rob?
Yeah, I was thinking when he was getting recruited by Portland, they wasn't coming looking for you, Chase. They were looking for somebody else.
Talk
about that, boy. I read about that. Talk about that, man. I heard you were wearing the boys out up in there, man. So how did that happen?
It was funny. We was playing against Verge. We was playing against Lonzo Verge. Yeah, we was playing against Verge. And the crazy part is he actually had like 40.
Dang.
He had like 4. I had like 20 and 10, but that 20 and 10 ain't do nothing, for his 40. I forgot exactly who he was coming to, who TP was coming to recruit, but whoever it was, because Verge, I wasn't guarding Verge the whole game, and Verge wasn't guarding me, but whoever it was, I guess I was just tearing a hole in. And I go and I see TP at our locker room after the game, and I'm starstruck. I don't get starstruck against like NBA players because I've always felt like I want to play against those guys when I get older. So I'm gonna act like you're a regular person. I mean, which they are. They're still regular people.
Right.
But Terry Porter's Hall of Fame point guard. He's done. I'm not gonna play against him. I see him. I'm like, that's Terry Porter. Like I watched his film. I watched him go against Mike. That he's like that. And so I'm going up to shake his hand, like, "What's up, TP?" I'm like big fan. I'm Chase. I'm just totally starstruck. And he like slow down. I want to know where you're from. What's your number? I'm trying to get you down on campus.
Wow.
You were like, what?
I'm like, yeah. He called me back. He called me within a week. I was down on campus within a week. It was that was the fastest process that I had been with any school, and that was the biggest thing right there. It was solely head coach talking to me.
That was beautiful.
Not only just head coach, but it's Terry Porter calling you 3 different numbers. He big time. He got like 3 different numbers. Oh, this phone. Oh, this my office phone. This my cell phone. Just got to answer. If you see Portland, answer. Just answer.
That's what's up, man.
And as a parent, Rob, I just wanted to piggyback off that. When he was being recruited, he was the head coach that was really involved. I mean, calling him almost every day and just really being involved. And he called me, and he said, well, who can I call? And I gave him a few names to call, and he called all of them, and I was like, wow. Chase, I said, man, when a head coach coming that hard, man, it's kind of hard to turn down, and it's always a lot of these people or kids, I say, young men, they get caught up in the big name schools. Whereas I always say, man, go where it's a fit and go where they want you the most.
I was one of them too, for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
I was looking past schools just because I would get a text or a call from big schools, Power 5 schools. If I got that text, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm bigger than these other schools that's calling me. But that was during the time that I was in high school going to prep school though. From prep school going to college, it changed my perspective on what I actually wanted in school. Like I knew I wanted to play for a black coach. I knew I wanted to play for a point guard coach. And when you sit down, you pray for that, and you actually just don't worry about anything else. You just work. You know, all that stuff falls in your lap. I know it's not Duke or North Carolina, but I'm probably in one of the best situations in a lot of kids from the city because I'm with a coach that trusts me. I'm with a coach that I'm going to learn from, and I'm just out there playing. I mean, I averaged 28 minutes this year. I got experience under my belt like crazy that a lot of people didn't get.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I always say that freshman year is so important to me, you know, and I'm pretty sure it was important to you.
Yeah.
If you step out on that court and get those minutes, those type of minutes. So I always say the first year is like you're learning how college basketball is played. Next year, man, I already know you're going to explode. You're going to explode out there because now you know how college is being played, maybe a little quicker, you may be a little faster. Some guys, you're like, okay, I know what I got to work on this summer. So now next year, you're going to be a totally different player. I already know it. I already see it. I see you out there, you know, putting in that work. You know, of course, I talk to my nephew. He always telling me, man, Chase be working. You know, and I said, well, you need to get with Chase, you know.
Hey, Liv, he sound like you, though. His dad sound like you. If you ain't talking to the head coach, you don't want to talk to him.
No, that's not.
I'm just going to put you in the game and look down the bench and say, hey, get in there, you know.
Yeah, Liv don't talk to assistant coaches. Where the head coach at?
That's what it was. That's what it was with UIC. Everybody always I'm glad I could address this. Everybody always asked me why I thought I was too big time or something to go to UIC. I didn't feel big time. I made a really good relationship with D Brown. That's my dude. But they in our backyard and Steve McLean never hit me.
Wow.
Right.
Perfect scenario, man.
He never hit me. What I'm going to a school that the head coach don't even.
And I want to address it too, and it's not to negativity on the situation, but people really did say that he was too big time to go to UIC. D Brown called Chase every day. He played video games with Chase. He was really, you know, we really enjoyed the relationship he had with D Brown. And I felt like it would have been a good fit because D Brown played point guard and he would have really developed it. We looked at development. However, I also looked at Chase's peers, like even your nephew, he was getting recruited. The head coach was calling and they did a home visit. They came to his house. All of his peers, their head coaches came to his house. They contacted him. That head coach, I live 10 minutes from UIC. I'm 10, and he never came to our house. He never visited. He never called me and say, "How's Chase doing? What's going on?" So you didn't get that feel. You got to have a feeling about going to that school, and that feel wasn't there other than D Brown. D Brown did a great job, but the head coach he dropped the ball.
Yeah, that was Jerome. Jerome was always Jerome and Jamie. Jerome Randall, Jamie Adams. They like my big brothers. They always been involved in my recruitment, and you know I was this close to just saying, all right, I'm gonna stay in the city and play for home. But they was like, how many times Steve McLean called you? And then Jamie took it a step farther. He was like, how many times he been to your house? I was like, shoot.
Never.
I was like, I don't know, never.
And these folks are coming from California, flying in to see your nephew, flying in from everywhere to do the home visit. He had a 10-minute drive, and he didn't even do that.
Couldn't do it. And you know what, Tony? I actually talked about this on one of my episodes that why college coaches, don't want to get to know my family. You know, if you come in and recruit me, you got to know my dad, my mom, my grandmother, my brother, my sister, my son who you're recruiting. But you want to contact me with your assistant coach, and I'm not going to play for the assistant coach. I'm going to play for you.
Thank you. That's what
he's taking a step farther. He said, if we go on a visit, I want to meet your family.
Right. I want to see how you treat your family, how you treat your wife, how you treat your kid. I want to visit your house. You know, I took it a step further. Yeah.
Yeah, because so many kids get railroaded through the process.
Right. And then you say, okay, send your kid away, and now after the first year, he want to come home because you really didn't do all your homework. You don't. If he's not treating his family correctly, or his wife and his kids right, what makes you think he'll treat your kid right?
Exactly.
Or keep his word on what he's going to do. His word's not that great to me.
Right. So, that's real. That's the first time. That's the first time I heard that, Liv. All right. Bring your family in here, man. Let me talk to him.
The mama right there.
When Chase's coach was recruiting him from prep school, we went down. We went there, and he did a grill. He grilled. He did a barbecue. He wanted me to meet his family, so he could come in and feel comfortable with me leaving my son with him. And I felt, when I left there, my wife and I felt comfortable leaving.
That's good, man.
It was a great feeling when we left. I said, this is a spot for him. And when he left, he hadn't signed yet. He said, I'll give you, 48 hours because I got to recruit someone we really want you, blah, blah, blah. And before we left the campus, Chase was signing the city. But he had to come back home and process it first.
Right.
I didn't push it on him. I know how I felt, but I didn't even tell him how I felt. I went to hear how he felt. Because first of all, I don't have to be there.
Right.
Right.
That goes again with the big names. I could have went to a big name prep school easily. I had Brewster, IMG. I had the schools to go to, but it was the fact that the field was just different. On top of that, it was a Christian prep. You got to know what else you want. It's bigger than basketball. I know that I wanted to learn how to digest the Bible the way I can now. Mm-hmm. And if I didn't go there, I don't know if I'd be at that level. And if I wasn't at that level, I don't know how I would have been able to handle the adversity that I went through at school this year as a freshman. And so it all plays a role. Everything plays a role. And I'm just happy everything worked out the way it has so far.
He had peers that, I'm gonna say this, they as far as the prep school is concerned, I had one big, I don't want to name the name, but it's on the East Coast. It's calling for him. And I said, well, when are we going to come out and take a visit? He said, well, I could do a virtual tour. I said, okay, X that one off. Virtual tour.
And then COVID wasn't even here. Oh, my God.
So just because you got a big name school now, that ain't how that works,
Right. And some coaches do think that, well, I'll just tell you anything. I'll show you anything. If you don't come, then I'm on to the next. Oh well, be it.
Right.
I'm going to
yeah.
That's crazy.
We got your coach coming on Thursday, man. Anything you want? Well, I don't want you to say it online because Terry might be listening, man. So we'll just hit me on.
I can't wait to Thursday to talk to TP about young Chase. Yes, sir. Liv set you up, Chase, for this. No, I'm just kidding. This is a good one, though, man, because Chase, man, I did not know you was this well spoken. I don't know if that was you that put it on Twitter. One of y'all young guys, I saw someone put it on Twitter that offers is the new interest. I saw one of them kids put that on there, and I thought it was maybe you, because kids get all these offers and they think the coaches really want them, but they're being offered 10, 15 kids, right?
Yeah, I mean, shoot, it starts even when you're young. I got my first offer out of 8th grade. How much do you really think that offer meant?
Right.
As an 8th grader.
Right.
I mean,
but then when you first get it at that age, as a parent, I was excited. But I didn't really know anything about the whole recruitment process. There's an offer, and there's a real offer.
Right.
So you two different offers that come out. You know what I mean?
Well,
so yeah, because they get high school coaches, they get favors. Say, can you offer my son? And they offer him as a favor. so that he can get other schools to get interest in offering them. So that's, it's kind of working that's kind of marketing. That's a good marketing strategy if it works.
Yeah.
How often is that a real offer is when he's calling you every day.
Right.
You know what? Real quick, Mr. Adams Live. I heard that. I know it's true though. So these dudes be getting 15 offers and they don't be real, Chase?
Yeah, they don't be real. I wish I had all the letters that I used to get when I was little, or just going through high school, that I could show you how many people didn't actually call me outside of them letters. They would just send them and be like, oh, I got a letter. Like, that's how we are. Oh, I got a letter from this place. I'm about to post it.
Oh.
I got a letter from this place. I'm about to post it.
Oh.
I saw a step further one time. I saw a kid post an admissions letter. I'm like, that ain't the coach calling you. They want you to come to the school because you're smart.
But some of those college coaches do try to plant seeds, like they try to go back doors, like be slick with it. So if I'm the first one to offer Chase, so maybe when it is his time to come out, when he's a senior, well, I'm the first one that offered you, so some of them try to play that game too.
It's a two-way street with it for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, we definitely gonna have your coach on, man, and I think we're gonna have some fun with TP when he get on. Let's talk a little bit about your mom too, man, because I heard a story about your mom from a coach, and I think you were in 6th grade, they said at the time, and he wanted to talk to you about something about being recruited or being number one 6th grader in the country, and you had your head down, and your mom looked at you and said, look him in the eye when you talk to him, and then you turned around and looked at the guy and said, hi, I'm Chase Adam, I'm the number one 6th grader in the country. And the guy was like, whoa, this guy, he actually, looked me in my eye and was like serious about it, so big ups to your family, man, for raising you the right way, man. Really very respectful.
Yes.
You didn't let anything get to your head, because there's a lot of people out there that once they get the likes once you get all of the people on social media, thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands, that you get the big head and say, well, I made it, I don't have to work no more.
People forget that social media isn't real. It's not real.
Say it again, Jay.
You got to go out in life and still talk to people. You can't just comment on their pictures. You can't just like their pictures. You can't hit DMs all the time. It's people. The people are real. Social media isn't. I mean, it's kind of getting irritating because people really go about everyday life just living for social media. Go to the gym and post a picture, and you probably didn't put no work in. You just want to show people that you're in the gym. We in the gym all the time. We don't have to post no pictures.
Right.
We don't have to post no pictures. It's what we do.
I say that he got that, he used to do it when he was younger, and then Jerome got in his butt.
Yeah.
Jerome, he said, man, stop posting what you're doing, man. Just go to work. And there's no reading the post. Don't post nothing. Just get in there and go put work in. And that's what Jerome Randall told him a long time ago. He stopped posting.
Yeah, Rome asked me one day, he said, how many friends you got that's good at hooping? I said, I got a lot. I got Taylor, I got Javon,
right.
Shamir, my best friend, he was hooping at the time. And I just named off a couple more people. He said, so why you posting these dudes from Cali in New York? Who are they to you? I was like, shoot, I just played against them. He was like, oh yeah, you respect them that much that they go on your page. I'm like,
it's personal, boy. the Randall Code.
From then on, I ain't been posting nobody.
Wow.
Yeah, he get on me about the little things that you don't even think about. Like, shoot, it's so many things. I remember I stayed with him in California last summer to work out and stuff. We would be out the door at 4, but the first 2 days he was waking me up, and the third we got in the car that second day. He was like, look, he always mad though. Jerome always mad. He always mad. This was a good morning. We ate everything. He tell me in the car, look, I ain't wake you up no more. Tomorrow I'm leaving you if you ain't up. My people always wake me up, so I was just used to it. I never set my alarm. If I set my alarm, I'm gonna sleep through it.
That's that old school.
I set like 4 alarms, I was sitting at the counter at 3 a.m. I ate my breakfast a whole hour. Come downstairs. Are you ready? Now he nice. He cool.
That's that old school, Chase. That's that old school mentality, man. That's how I am with Javon. When he come down here and mess with me, dude, I'm leaving at this time. If you ain't ready, I'm leaving. Point blank. If you ain't ready, I'm leaving. So that's that old school mentality, man. We got to get Jerome on here too, then, man. So, because he's a mentor to you and probably a lot of other guys, you know, especially the point guards that came out of Chicago. So he probably doing a lot.
And he hoop out here at Lifetime Fitness by me in Bolingbrook when he come home.
Oh, yeah.
And I see him go through everybody in there, man. And Randall, he's not a big guy.
No.
Tough as nails, man.
Just tough. He's just
tough, man.
Can I interject on that?
Go ahead.
On the waking up part, you know, I'm just gonna throw that out there for some dads, you know, dads and moms, as a matter of fact. I think that at some point, even when a kid hits high school, you need to stop waking your kid up. Because I made a mistake of taking it too far. I took him to sophomore year in high school. I think you should stop in high school because it's a part of the process for preparing him for college. Because there's nobody going to be there to wake him up in college to get to those classes. So you got to get him. While you're there to monitor him or he or she to wake them up, let them wake themselves up all the way through high school so they'll be ready for college. That's a part of preparation to me.
All right. I agree. Do we got anybody online that wanted to say anything, Rob?
And I've been going through these comments, responding to these dudes. Let me go back on some of them. That's amazing, man, for you to be able to have this level of intelligence at such a young age. And not to say that you shouldn't be, but the way that you speak, Chase. So, man, shout out to you and your pops, man, on a great job, man, of being cohesive, working together.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I want to ask him about your boy Kizo, though. I thought, was Kizo your guy coming up?
Yeah,
I remember was that you shooting left-handed for Kizo when he went through that ordeal?
Yeah. I started that just trying to bring some type of positivity to whatever he had going on in people's eyes. You know, people don't really know the real story. It's like telephone effect. You hear one thing, then the story changes, then the story changes, then the story changes, and it becomes this terrible story. I heard so many stories, and I'm like, I was right there.
Right.
This not what happened at all. But just out of respect, you know, I never really, you know, I always disclose that story, you know, just for.
That's super confidential. That's between y'all two. But I remember I knew somebody started that left hand thing for Kizo, and that was you, and then it just caught on. Everybody started doing it.
So what I did was I shot a left hand jump shot, and then I tagged like 3 people. I tagged the biggest names that I could think of in the city at the time. So I tagged Ayo, Javon, and Taylor. And then they did it. Then they tagged some of their teammates or some of their friends. Then it just got big. And before we knew it was outside of Chicago.
Yeah.
And so
went crazy, man.
People forget how cold Kizo was. People didn't like Kizo. He was getting recruited by Duke and Kansas out of 8th grade.
Wow.
He was cold. Like, he probably would have been the best player in the country by the time senior year if he was just stayed on that path, you know. It was ridiculous. I played alongside him, so I got to see firsthand how good he was every day, not just sometimes.
Right.
Every day. I went to school with him, then we go to AAU practice. He was different.
Wow. I want to say this, though. I wanted to say this, Chase. You had said something about, I forgot what player it was, scored 40 points. Was it Verge?
Yeah, Verge.
All right, but you just told the numbers you had was 20 and 10. I'll take 20 and 10 over the 40 any day, you know. And the reason why, you're getting your players involved, you know.
Right.
I always say when I watch, you know, kids like you, especially you fill up the stats. You know, you might have 15, 16 points. You might have 10 dimes. You might have 3-4 steals. You know, I would take a guard like you any day, a guard like you any day. And I think that's what Terry Porter saw in you. You know, like he's going to orchestrate. He's going to get everybody the ball where they need to have it. You know, and I think that's what he was looking at when he was recruiting you. And then when it's time for you to go, you know, do your thing, then go do it. But get everybody involved first. And I saw that when I was watching some of the videos of you when you were at Portland, that you were getting everybody involved. And then every now and then you would sneak one through there, do your little floaters, do your little step backs and all that. How did you, like, The IQ. Where did the IQ of the game come from? When did it start for you?
That's a really good question because I just played. I always knew not to over dribble. I always knew to just throw it up, get it back. I always knew to, if someone was open, hit them. And then he always used to tell, because I was so nice, I guess, when I was little. He used to just tell me, like, once it's 2 minutes left and this game is close, you got to do what you got to do. And then that's why I used to learn how to score last 2 minutes, last 3 minutes. It didn't really come throughout the game. If I had 15 points, I probably had 8 or 7 of them in the last 2 minutes. So that's where that used to come from. But that's a good question. I think it just was natural, honestly.
I think to me, he was excited. I know we were riding home from a game, from an AAU game. He's probably in 4th grade at the time. He said, Dad. I said, what? He said, I could see 3 plays ahead. I said, explain it to him. And he explained it. I said, whoa. That's when the light bulb came on for me. I'm like, oh, he just explained how I see 3 plays ahead.
Yeah. In 4th grade?
Pardon me? At 4th grade, yeah. He told
Wow.
me. Yeah. He was excited when he said it. So I'm like, okay, explain it to me then. Because I didn't believe him. Yeah.
I always knew how to do certain things. I just didn't know how to articulate how I just did. I used to always tell people that I really had eyes in the back of my head. It wasn't so much that I had eyes in the back of my head. It was more so that I could hear or I already glanced.
Right.
If I threw a no-look pass, I probably really didn't look. I never did one of these and then look. It was already, I seen it while I was probably in the backcourt. Now I'm not looking. It was one of those. And the funny part about me is I can't see that good.
What?
Like my eye, I really can't see that. Like literally my vision sucks.
Wow.
Like in the game at school, I use jersey colors.
Oh.
I need contacts or some goggles or something.
That's interesting, man.
You better not get no contacts and goggles. They're going to really be in trouble at their leg.
As I'm saying, I think that's going to help my shooting a lot, actually. I know I got my shooter. My shooter's white, and he's lighter skinned, and he's wearing a white jersey. If I get to the paint, I know that this blue jersey finna step up. I'm going to hit my white jersey in the corner. That's just how I play. A lot of times when I'm at half court, I can't see the score.
Wow.
At the free throw line, you see me doing these looks, and that's me trying to see what the score or what the time is. I can see the shot clock pretty good, but it's weird. I don't know how to explain it, but I just play.
Well,
I don't really make no excuses for it.
That's all muscle memory now. I mean, it's all muscle memory for you now. So you know exactly if I blow by somebody, I know I got at least 2 guys behind me, you know, that may be on my team. So if I slow it up, I got a nice little bounce pass coming down the middle for a dunk.
Yeah, my thing is if I run fast and get past all the blue or the dark jerseys, I'm probably in good shape.
Right. But Chase, man, and Tony, man, I want to send out my condolences to you guys too and your family, man. I know you lost, your grandfather.
Yep, my grandpa, my grandma.
Yeah, so man, we just want to send our condolences to you, both of you guys, and your family, man, because I know you are, losing a family member, especially that family member that keeps it tight, to keep the family tight. So man, continue to keep them in your heart, man. I always tell when I lost my dad, I said I'm gonna keep him close to my heart and always remember the good times that me and my pops had together. So man, do that with your grandma, and grandpa, keep it close to you, man, and remember all the great memories that you guys had together, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, and let's end with this. I want Tony and you to share some knowledge with the young generation, up and coming hoopers. We always do this with all our guests, drop some knowledge of what it takes to be, successful on and off the court. We can start with either one of you guys. So Tony, if you want to take the lead right now and then let Chase end it. I'm
Lou,
okay with that.
Lou.
Oh, Lou. You can ask it if you want.
What's up, Lou?
Let me see what he's saying.
Yeah.
It's no, I'll just wait.
What up, kid? Look.
Lou, we got Chase on live, man, on All Ball Chicago.
What's up?
I'm on live with Marcus Liberty and Rob. Yeah. He said, tell Mark I said hi.
Tell him we gonna get him
Call
on.
y'all back.
Tell him we gonna get him on. Yeah. All right. So Tony, you want to start it off?
It's no magic wand in being successful. You really have to work. Your work ethics has to be there. You have to have some strong work ethics. Don't, like you said, don't go in the gym and start Instagramming and all the social media to show people you're in the gym. Get in there and work hard. I mean, really work hard. Kids get in there and say they had a good workout, but what is their idea of a good workout? And I think a lot of kids don't really have the full understanding of a good workout or a hard workout. And Chase has had the blessing to be around some pros that showed him how to work out. He had the work ethics, but it showed him how to take it to another level, how to work out harder. And I never will forget Will Bynum. I don't want to say it the way he said it, but Chase was working out with Jerome, and he just finished. And Will Bynum walked in the gym, and he said, "You have a good workout, young fella. Come on over here, Chase, holler at me." So he sat there and talked with him. He said, "Man, I'm sitting there listening." He said, "You have a good workout?" He said, and he said it just like that. He said, "Man, you took too long. Get your back out there with me." Just the way he answered him. So and you watch these guys how hard they work out. You see why they got to where they, to the level they got to. And it's no knock on kids, or they just don't have the avenues to see all of that. But a lot of them say they work hard. They really haven't seen how hard it, what it takes to get to that next level. It's tough. It's tough. Right. Marcus, Rob, you guys been around the game, what it takes. But a lot of young kids don't know it, and they think that they're working hard, and they're really not. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how to introduce them to it or what you could do, but it's tough out there. But all I can tell them is to keep working hard, keep trying, try to research. And a lot of young kids don't study the game. Get some game film. Look at that's your position. Look at what they do, how they play. Mm-hmm. I never forget, I watched him in 4th grade. I walked downstairs. He had found a channel. What channel was that?
It was like YouTube. It was
something. He went on one channel. He was watching Bob Cousy and Earl of Pearl Monroe, and he was going back into history. Well, a lot of these young kids don't know about the history of basketball. How far can they go back?
Bob Cousy taught me how to no-look pass.
Yeah. Wow. What's it called? What's the guy named Maravich?
Oh, Pete Maravich.
He's watching all those guys on, he's tuning into them, just watching them and studying them.
If you watch a Bob Cousy clip, he gonna see the pass like probably when he get the rebound or when the rebound is caught, and he's not gonna look at all.
Right.
Not gonna look at all. So that's how I always wanted to do my no-look passes. Like you see Magic sometimes you see he's the craziest no-look passer ever. Even Magic sometimes he would look at him, then not look, then pass.
Right.
I always wanted to be like a legit no-look. Like I was not looking at him.
But dime right on the money.
Right on the money too. On the seams. I learned how to pass on the seams.
Wow. See, that's a lot of stuff that people don't know, man. Like the stuff that you're talking about, like the seams.
Bob Cousy lived.
Bob Cousy, man, he's a throwback. I call it.
He's a blueprint.
Yeah, man.
That's real, man.
Yeah, man. That's facts, though. So, Chase, you want to add on before we get up out of here, man?
Shoot. I guess my dad hit a good point with the history, knowing your history of the basketball, because you never want to be that one that you hear the conversation going on, you don't know who anybody talking about, especially with the older guys. You just gain a different respect when you know what you're talking about with them. Okay. But my biggest thing of advice for people, just anybody, is just learning how to embrace adversity, because adversity is something that you can't handle. But there's a lot of things that you can control. And so once you get that adversity, what you gonna do with it? Like me, I always try to turn them into positives. I always try to turn them into a little fire under my butt or a chip on my shoulder. You know, my adversity in basketball is probably my size. Okay, let me show y'all that ain't nothing.
Right.
I done gone through like friends that got killed. I done got my brother that died. My grandparents just died. All right, let me show y'all how I deal with this. It's okay. You know, everybody goes through it, no matter how good your life is, you know, what you got going on at home, or how bad your life is. You got to figure out how to push through. It was there for a reason, and it's going to write a better story for you in the end.
Wow. Trace, man.
Drop the mic, Trace.
Yeah, man.
Drop the mic, man. I'm gone. Drop the mic, man. This dude right here live.
I know, man. You and your dad, man. That was another great episode, man. And when we have Terry Port, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell Terry Port. Chase need to be on the court, man, 40 minutes. I'm telling you, I'm going to tell him.
You can say that. You can't say that.
I would tell him, I said, man, don't take him out of the game unless he tells you to.
I a couple times, like, look. I'm ready. I'm good.
I got you, man. You know I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna put the word in, man. I got you on that one, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But again, man, we want to thank you guys for joining us today, man. All Ball Chicago. We trying to do some things, man. Uplift our community. Bring on some athletes, man, like yourself. Tried to get Javon on, man. He's so shy, man. He just don't. He's like, I don't want to.
He's not shy. He's not shy.
He shy around you, Liv.
No, he shot around me.
No, I'm just kidding.
Around you, you know. So, but I got to get him on, man, too. I was gonna try to tag team both of you guys today and get him on, but I'll get him on by himself too, man, one day. So and then I want to get Taylor on too. So I got to reach out to Taylor too. But we appreciate you guys, man, for joining us and continue, man. Much success to you, Chase, this year, man, and stay safe out there, man.
Hey, I appreciate that.
And Rob, I really appreciate the opportunity to talk and share moments. And Marcus, I really appreciate, this opportunity to share some things. I hope it was helpful,
No doubt.
For the dads as well as the moms and the young kids out there.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely.
Definitely.
And Chase, I'll send you the link too, man. So if you want to post it, wherever you want to post it, man, and
yeah, do that for sure.
You can share it. All right. And make sure you tell your family, man, I said hello too.
All right, my dude. I appreciate y'all.
All right, fellas, man. Y'all be good, man. God bless y'all, man.
You too as well. Thank you.
All right. Peace.
Peace, fellas.
Man, we keep getting these good ones, man. Like Chicago people, man, we just good people. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that young man got his act together, brother. Yeah. And that lets me know when they reporting all that crap on the news that they sensationalizing it.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a young black man from Roseland, because he's from 111th and Palmer Park. That's Roseland. And you hear how well-spoken this young man was? Come on, man.
Yeah. It's a lot, Bob. It's a lot of kids like that, man, that people judge without even knowing. You know what I'm saying? Like people just look at some athletes, some of the athletes, especially from Chicago, that they can't speak. They don't know nothing, or that's all they do know is basketball.
What's the number one thing they think we are, Liv, when we come from Chicago? We in a gang, right?
Oh, gang banging, but when you have, good parents, in your life, it's a win-win, man. And I think that's the most important thing is having, good family surrounding you, to support you, to push you. Even sometimes when you don't feel like getting up, like his dad was saying, sometimes, you have to tell them, like, this is what you said you want to do. So I'm going to push you, to greatness, man. So let's shout out some of the people, Bob, before we go online, man. So,
shout out to Dimitri on here.
My man, Chef Tyson.
Maurice.
All right.
Maurice Smith. Shout out to Maurice, man. Dexter Young. I saw a guy, Dexter Young, come on. Somebody said, shout out to Liv for doing the show, man. Great show. Robert Jones, Glover Love.
My man,
Cornell
Tony
Stokes. Tony, yeah.
Tony Hall,
Yeah.
man. Tony Hall was in Blue Chips with Shaq.
That's what he said. Shout out to him, man. He said, great show, Lib.
Yeah, he from the crib too, so he from the crib. So we got to get Tone on too. So Maurice, thanks for tuning in. I see you guys. Gary, man, big shout out, man. Y'all continue to follow us because we gonna keep bringing it. We got Terry Porter coming on. Actually, no, Bob, we gonna do tomorrow. Gonna get Lefty on.
Lefty Bilson.
Lefty B-Boy.
Let's go, Lefty boy. Let's trash it up, man.
He gonna come
trash it up, baby.
He gonna come on early though. He's gonna come on 12 o'clock your time.
Let's rock it out, man. Let's rock it out. And Lib, another great job interviewing, brother. You're knocking them out, man. You're knocking them out the park, bro.
Man, but you my sidekick though, dude. Can't do it without you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Well, you know what? This show right here, man, I can sit back and watch it. I think I will. What you finna be on, big dog?
Man, it's time for me to unlace the shoes, man. You know what I'm doing to do, man.
Ball Chicago. Believe Podcast Network. Chase Adams, Marcus Libby, your co-host Robert Bobby Reed. We up out of here, man.
Swish.
Oh, Scott. Peace, boy.
George Michael. Later. Peace.